Hey, Stuart.
Hi, Nudge. Okay.
Um, what's that noise?
Say that again.
It's a noise in your background.
Oh, hold on. What sort of noise?
I don't know. Oh yeah, it's gone. It
Oh,
went clear. Um, so what I wanted to figure out is if I want you to share your screen, how do I do that?
just tell me and I can do it.
Oh, okay.
Do
You
you
just
want me to, yeah, do you want me to share my screen now or?
no, no, I just wanted to know, because I'm just gonna talk for a little bit and then I can just talk about like how it's helped me, and then we can go. I was thinking, the first part is to talk about. I just wanted to talk about some of the automations, and then you can go into, talking about, how they look, I guess, and
Yeah.
what, yeah. So I'll talk about all the automations that set up, how they've helped me as far as time management, and then you can go into showing, and then do you want me to talk about the pricing or do you want to?
No, I can do that. I've made a web page with it on as well, so you can refer back to afterwards.
Oh, okay. All right, cool. So did you sent out the Zoom information?
Yeah, 24-hour and a 1 hour reminder. So there's 18 people registered for it now. Obviously, if we get, you know,
Did you see how many people actually opened it?
I can have a look now actually.
Because I think also too, and I have to remember to say this at the beginning of the call. Um, um, I think some people registered that with Eventbrite, when
Mm.
you got people who always receive your stuff as a company,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and I think I saw a few people that shouldn't even be. This isn't relevant
Not
to
for that.
them. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
so
yeah.
yeah, so I will just mention that when the call starts.
Cool. No one's opened the hour before reminder yet. Most people opened the 24-hour reminder yesterday.
But did
Um,
the 24-hour reminder have the Zoom information?
yeah, both of them do.
Oh, okay. All right, got it. Okay. And so you sent another one today, right?
Yeah, yeah. About an hour ago.
All right, I'm gonna run in this group, but let me tell you what happened real quick. So remember Derek, the one I was telling you,
Yes. Yeah.
okay. So, long story short, you remember what happened with us, how he, do you got I turned your video off because I want you to be able to, I want your video to be able to show.
Oh, okay. I'll get my camera on both.
But, so what ended up happening was I had posted this webinar in the credit repair company group.
Mm.
And then I went back and looked, and the webinar was gone, and I couldn't comment. I was blocked from commenting in the group. So I was like, why would anybody block me?
Oh.
I had sent him a message, and I was like, but he did. I just said, did you block me or whatever? Because I had to, how you try to put stuff together.
Yeah.
And then he blocked me for like, I couldn't comment for 2 days. And then when I went and looked at like within like 8 hours, he had posted something that said, no more automation. He has this new product that he wants to bring out, but you have to come to like his conference. And I was like, I know he didn't block me because he does automation, but what he does is he teaches people how to do it. You
Yeah,
get what
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Versus, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
yeah,
Have
yeah,
somebody do it for you.
yeah.
I was like, that was just weird. Like to me, I was like, that's crazy. So I think it would have got way more, traction had he not done that.
Yeah. Oh, crank.
Yeah, but I'm about to go. I'm unblocked now, so I'm gonna go in and just tell them. Hold on. The post.
Hold on, just sorting my audio out. There you go. Is that right?
Yeah.
Cool.
So we'll see who we get.
Yeah. Well, at least you'll have the recording as well.
Yeah, and then we can. So can we send a recording? And I need to send my follow up from that webinar. That's what I need to give you.
Yeah, send that. I'll sort that tomorrow.
Yeah, I guess what I was asking. So like the video that we do during the Zoom, can that be sent in like an automation?
So you have to host it on like YouTube or Vimeo or on like your like.
Oh, so you send like the link.
Yeah, even if you put like the video widget in the email, it's just an image and a link. They don't actually host the video in the email.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right, got it. That's what I was asking. But I think I'm gonna do a little bit, a couple more of those. Try to do like one every week because I'm getting like one person, but what I'm mainly trying to do is just get people to join my Facebook group. Because once you capture them and then get their emails, you know what I'm saying? That's really,
Yeah, you can start engaging with them then.
right. So I just posted in there. That's why I wanted to do this webinars because I didn't want, people who weren't serious to contact you, and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, totally.
So we're gonna give it till about like 8:10. And then I can let you go to bed. But even if we get one person.
Yeah, like I said, if we get the recording and we can send that to people, then it's something.
Well, no, only if at least one person come on.
I guess, yeah.
I had a real good turnout on that call on that webinar the other day.
Oh yeah.
But I noticed what happened on there, and I need to fix it. Is like I had to accept people in.
All right.
Like when people were coming in as participants.
Yeah.
I had to go in and say accept.
Right. Yeah. Like a two-step access thing for them.
Yeah. So one person told me he was logging in. These are credit repair people, so I'm pretty sure a lot of them most of them that work full time come home and work in the evening. So okay. Hey Terrell. I don't know. Can you is your thing on?
Let me see.
Oh, wait, it is. Well, hold on. Why is your face popping up on the thing?
My face popped up on it.
Yeah.
Bad.
It's a picture of you. I was hoping we get a few more people before we start over. So we'll give them to like 8:05.
Okay, cool.
Where are you again?
In Tacoma, Seattle area. I was on the I-5 traffic just a while ago.
Oh, okay. So what time is it there?
5.
Oh, that could be a reason why too. Because I was just telling. So Stu, let me take your video off real quick. Let me see. Do you want me to put your video on?
No, my video is off.
Oh, okay. So Stuart is on the call. Stuart, this is Terrell. Am I saying it right?
Terrell, yep.
Yeah, Terrell. I was just telling Stuart because I was saying, you know, most credit repair people work full time and then come home and work. I ain't think about really too much the time difference on everybody else's end because it's 1:00 where Stuart is, 1:00 a.m.
Yeah. Oh man.
Exactly. And
that's hungry right there, man.
Yeah. I had a 9 training session with a client, a 10 p.m. New client call, and then this. So sort of been spread out all day doing bits.
Cool, man.
Yeah. So well, it's 5 where you are. It's 8 here. So you know, I guess you know, people register, but you know how that goes.
Yeah.
So we'll see. All right, we can give them a couple more minutes. People gonna be jumping in.
Cool.
So just to give you an idea, since you're on the phone, what we're gonna do is, okay, we got another person that just joined. So I guess before I get into it, let me just see if anybody else jumps on. Yeah, let's give it like 2 more minutes, and then you know I'll go into exactly what we're gonna go over during this webinar.
Yeah, my office was downtown in Seattle, and then my office I work full time with my business, not work. Then I come home and do more because of the time difference as well.
Yeah, I can imagine. Like that time difference is definitely different. Hold on. So Marianne, can you hear us? She just sent me a message. Okay, hold on. I don't think it matters which one you go in. Oh, she said she can't hear. Hold on. She can't hear or see us. I'm in the meeting, but I did the New York one. I'm Houston. Huh? But you should. Hold on.
You may have chose the audio only number.
Oh, okay. Tamika, can you put in the chat if you can see and hear us? Okay, so people are coming in now. Hey guys, everyone that's in, can you put in the chat if you can see or hear us? Okay, thank you, Tamika. Okay, all right, great, Marianne. Okay, all right. So we got 7 people, so we're just gonna go ahead and start. And just so you guys know, this is being recorded, and you know, we'll send it over to you guys if you need to, you know, take a look at it after. Thank you, Raquel. All right. So the reason why I set up this webinar is because, as most of you all know, I posted in the group about automation and the fact that, you know, I am the only person in my company. And since I've automated, it has saved me a tremendous amount of time. And also the other thing was, I know that like there's some people who teach this automation stuff. But it just didn't work for me. Like, I'm not a technical person. I just want to do the credit repair work. And I don't want to, do my active campaign, any of my marketing, any of my communication stuff. And so what I did was I reached out to Stuart. I can't remember. Where did I find you?
That was ages ago now, wasn't it?
I think it was.
Was it Fiverr?
Probably Fiverr. Okay.
Yeah.
So I went on Fiverr. I found Stu, and immediately he just awesome. And just to let you guys know, he is in England, right?
Yep.
England. It's 1 a.m. where he is. So I convinced him, and he was more than willing to do this webinar. And the reason why I wanted to do a webinar versus giving everyone this information is because I figure it made sense to show everybody what he has done for me and what we have worked together to build an active campaign and things that we've done in Call Loop. And then you guys can see how it has helped my business, with your eyes, and then see the people, and then, make a decision on, if this is something that you want to implement in your business. What I will say is that this has definitely made my company look more professional. What I used to do prior to my automation was send emails, individual emails and stuff like that. And as you all know, that takes time when you have, up to 100 clients. And the other thing too is actually helps me with a lot of my marketing. So I'll give you a prime example of how great he is. When the whole Equifax settlement notification went out, I typed up a quick email. I sent it to Stu, and I said, Stu, I want to send this immediately to all of my leads. And I think I got probably close to 500 leads or something like that. By the time I woke up in the morning, he told me it was already set to go. So he's just awesome. All right, so I'm not going to talk to you guys too much more about how great he is in the process, but I just wanted to give you guys an idea of how the difference between having someone do all of your stuff versus you having to go in and do it yourself. So let's talk about what I do initially, as far as my consultations, which was a big thing for me. I was spending a lot of time when people would sign up for my consultations through Acuity. What I was originally doing was when they would sign up, I would send them an email that said, send me a copy of your credit report, or send me, or I would give them the Identity IQ link and tell them to send me their username, password, last four of their social. That way I could view their credit report prior to the consultation. And also what I would do is follow up with a text message to, let them know that the information that, we sent them an email to check their spam box. I would do all of this manually. I actually, prior to automating with Stu, I actually had a virtual assistant that I hired. I was paying like $600 a month to do this, the follow-ups and stuff. So that was just overwhelming because I was getting like 4 or 5 consultations a day. It was just too much. I was missing, people weren't responding to, the text messages or the emails and then the follows. It was just too much. So what, I talked to Stu, this was the first automation I had him do was, when someone schedules an Acuity, I don't have to do anything. They go to my link, they schedule, they receive that email automatically. They also receive, and Stu, correct me if I'm wrong, they also receive a text message and a voicemail.
Yep.
That tells them that we sent them, we requested information that we need prior to the 24 hours prior to the consultation. Or we will have to cancel or reschedule. I would say about 95% of the people who schedule consultations respond with the information that I need. And all I have to respond to them and say, thank you, then we do the consultation. So that's the first step. And Stu's gonna show you what that looks like. The other part of it is the automation through CRC. Well, let me back up. Okay, so let's just say they become a client. I do the consultation, they become a client. I have other automation set up through another, my enrollment stuff. Stu didn't do that for me. But let's just say I get the client, I send them the enrollment link, they enroll. They automatically go into CRC. And I'm in CRC. I don't know what you guys use, but I'm pretty sure like if you use Credit Dispute Suite and all that other stuff, Stu can work in that as well. And just to give you guys an idea, I'm the first credit repair organization that Stuart has worked with, but he has extensive experience in automation for other type of, in other industries. And so what happens from there is when they automatically go into CRC from my enrollment automation. Okay, wait a minute, guys. I just want to make sure. Oh, okay. So someone is, oh, okay. Someone can't get in. So can everybody hear me? Because someone's telling me that they're like, it's freezing. Can everybody hear what I'm saying? Hold on for 1 second. Okay, cool. I don't know, maybe it's that person. Okay, sorry guys. All right. So when the person goes into CRC and I change them from being a lead to a client, they automatically receive a welcome email. I can't remember exactly what the welcome email says. Sorry, but it's a welcome email. And I think it says that we're going to be sending a credit report. When I tell you guys, like, I literally don't see none of this stuff no more. Like, I can't remember it. And so, they get an email that says, welcome as a client. It says some other stuff, and Stu will send you guys that. But one of the most important automations, other than the consultation setup stuff and requesting the information, is one, the dispute process. So when I started the dispute process, I had several different things. So I think we just added this. Well, I know we just added this the other day, because I'm always kind of changing how my process is, what things I'm adding, and what communications I want to send. So I just did a phase 1 dispute process. Actually, let me back up. I'm now suppressing information, which I've been doing before, but now I'm suppressing a lot of freezing and suppressing a lot of credit report information with the different companies. And so what I'm doing is I'm having the client sign some documents to send back to me so I can fax off. So that first automation says, basically, he's going to show you guys what I do. So I hit a button and it says, you've been sent information, through DocuSign, some documents that you need to sign so we can put freeze requests or send suppression requests to the different agencies. That's the first one. The second one is when I start the dispute process, what I used to do is send an email that says, we started the dispute process. And it would say, it takes 30 to 45 days to receive something back. What was happening with this whole dispute process, like people were constantly calling me, emailing me, like they just didn't have patience. So what we did was we set it up to where as though we send an email. Once it starts, I hit a button. They get an email that says we've started the process. It's going to take, I think I say 45 to 60 days. Please be patient. They also, I believe a week after that, 7 days after that, they get another email and I believe a text.
Yeah.
That says it's been 7 days since the disputes have been sent. Oh, let me back up. It also says you can log into the client portal and look to see what items have been disputed. Then 7 days after that, they get an email as well as a text that says it's been 7 days since your disputes have started. please keep in mind that it's, it takes 45 to 60 days to receive dispute documents. Once you receive, make sure you send it to us. We do that for each week because we're sending some type of communication. We're touching the client versus, I'm not receiving any calls. I'm literally not receiving any calls anymore about, hey, what's the next step in the process? So after the 45 days or maybe 30 days have completed, they receive another automation. I believe it's text and email that says, it's been 30 or 45 days. Please, if you have not done so, please send your dispute results to this email address. And that kind of completes the process for the first round. And we actually have not done it, but we're going to add a second round to say, because sometimes we got to do second round. We're going to do the same process for the second round. And when I tell you guys, since I've started this, I have literally not had any clients. Since with the new clients, because of course the old clients, I didn't put them in that automation, but the new clients, I have not had anybody call me within a 60-day window asking me what the next step was. The only time I hear from them is when they send dispute results or, if they receive some type of communication from the collection agency. The other thing that's very important in this process is, how we review the dispute results or we refresh the credit report and we see that there are some deletions. We also see a credit report change. Credit score change. There's a template, there's an automation template set up so where if I review the client's credit report, and I see they had maybe 2 deletions on TransUnion, 2 deletions on Equifax, and 1 deletion on Experian. There's a template set up where I just go in and I put who the client is, and Stuart's going to show you how many deletions they have, also what the new credit scores are. Hopefully they've increased, but they get an email that says basically, congratulations. It's one email. It's not 3 separate emails. It has the logos of all the credit bureaus, and it says, congratulations, these are the deletions that you've had. This is what your credit score is. You can log into your client portal to view the detail. And then I believe maybe 7 days or something after that, we just send a follow-up and say, hey, it's been such and such days since you had deletions. Have you had a chance or remember to go in and log into the client portal? So that right there has saved me so much time. When I tell you guys, I literally don't even, because I was on the verge of I need to hire a virtual assistant to look at these dispute results and stuff like that, but it does not take me a lot of time. And it has saved a lot of time for me tremendously. I'm not even thinking about bringing on any more contractors. So that's pretty much the gist of the disputes. The automations as far as it's related to, getting the client, the consultation to dispute results, and start the disputes, the deletions. And also we're actually working on, I kind of have it already, but we didn't do it yet, is a summary. So we basically working on a summary template to where a client has completed. And we'll say, since you started our program, you've had this many deletions. I also do debt settlement assistance as well. So it'll say, we settled these accounts. This is what your credit score started as. This is what it ends as. And that's going to be a big plus too. Again, I'm going to give it to Stuart, but I just want to add this point to you guys. It's all about professionalism. It's all about saving your time, managing your time, because time is our greatest commodity, especially in this business. It could become very, very overwhelming. And like I said, I keep at least 100 clients active monthly. And I literally, and to let you all know, I work a full-time job. So it has really, really helped me in managing my business and my clients. So Stuart, I'm going to hand it over to you. So I'm going to let Stuart do his part, and then we'll open it up at probably about 8:45 for some questions.
Cool. Thanks. So I've been doing this for since January last year. Before that, I've had over a decade of sales and marketing experience. Most recently working for the Webinar Vet as a community manager and a digital marketing manager for a UK government scheme. Like I said, set up Second City January last year. I've got a couple of dozen clients now, doing anything from content creation, email marketing, sales automation, and CRM management. I'll share my screen now and show what I've been doing with Nigel, the automations that we've set up. I jump into the important ones, the dispute process and the delete report straight away. They seem to be the ones that have made the big difference. And then I'll go over the free consultation ones and the other bits and pieces we've got set up as well. Because there's different levels of automation and integration that you can have set up here. With the dispute process and the deletion report, you can get away with having them with just your credit repair software and an active campaign, whereas some of the others, like the schedule and automations, some of the import, you'll need extra software like Zapier to bridge between the two softwares, so you can have details brought from one to the other. But like I say, with the dispute process, as Nigel was saying, it's really easy to trigger. We do it here with a subscriber and contacts to a list. It's just a way of grouping them together. You can do it with adding a tag to them as well. The beauty of this is you can do it as en masse, so you can do it one at a time as and when they come up. But if you have a dozen or so clients you need to catch up on and getting this process started for them, you can import a list, add them all to this this list to trigger this campaign. It can take you 30 seconds, and then this process will all automate. And as I said, forget about it, and the system will look after them for you. So to show the first email, like I say, they're all personalized as most CRMs are, with logos, links to the client portal, and it is just informed them what they need to do and how long it's going to take. It's a very general email just to kick off the process. Following that, Naja has a really cool integration set up where she kicks them into call loop and sends them SMS. In this campaign, it's just SMS messages, just as a reminder. So they get one straight away with the email, just to sort of train the clients to understand how you're going to contact with them. So she'll send them the email, but also send them a text message so they know that Naja's going to send them text messages. And then every week for the first 3 weeks, so 7, 14, and 21 days, they'll get that reminder text. They're very short, they're very similar. It is just to say that the process is ongoing. It could take up to 45 days. Just be patient and to forward anything across if they have any documentation through. So yeah, 7, 14, 21 days, 30 days, and then at 45, they get a last SMS and a last email as well. And again, it just says it's been 45 days and just reminds them to get stuff over to you. It's very simple, but it works really well. Like I just says, you don't have to worry about it. At the end of the process, they get removed from the list. So again, if anything happens, you need to put them through it again. You can repeat the process, and there's no delays, there's no issues. You only have to remember the one way to trigger this campaign, and then the rest of it will look after itself. The deletions, report is similar, but it has more information that you have to put in. So the trigger is a little more complex, but it takes a minute. If I open up the contacts, you can see where you input the information. I'm pretty sure I've got a test on it here. Yeah. So when you want to start the deletion report for someone, you find their details, and we have custom fields set up. That can be anything. Again, these do include call times for scheduled appointments, but for the deletion report, we've got Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion, how many files were deleted, and their credit score. You input that information, you literally just click on it, add in the score and save it. When you're happy you've done all that, you add the tag to trigger the campaign. And then when the email gets sent, in this template, it fills in their personal details for the number of disputes deleted and the credit score. And that's for each one. And again, if you've got multiple rounds of this, you just override the data, re-trigger the campaign, and it'll resend them the new letter with the updated details. There's a safety net in this campaign as well, where the email will go after an hour. And that's just in case you trigger the campaign and you've forgotten to put the details in for the credit score and the deletions. There's just that bit of a safety net there. So if you just, you're having a bit of a manic day and you get it the wrong way around, you still got that professional look on your business because the mistakes are sort of built out of the automations as much as possible to help you out. Again, they also get SMS to let them know and to tell them to check their emails for all the details, because you just can't fit in all the details in an SMS. You'd end up sending 3 or 4 texts and it just costs you a fortune. So there's just a short, sharp SMS to tell them to check their emails, and then again, 5 days later, it tells them to check it again. Like I said, those 2 automations seem pretty simple, but once they're set up and once you're using them, it's just going to cut out a lot of hassle for you, a lot of contact calls, a lot of the doubt and vagaries in your clients' minds is just going to be gone, and it's going to free up a lot of your time. Just show you a couple of the bits of automation that Nigel's got set up. The consultation call, it's a bit more of an in-depth automation, but again, it's one that's just got to worry about at all. Acuity scheduling through Zapier integrates completely with Active Campaign. So in Acuity scheduling, they schedule a call and answer the questions, and all that information is kicked into Active Campaign here. So later on, when they become a client, when they go through the dispute process, we've got all the details already. So we can, update the details, send them through new campaigns, and it's all there ready to go. The first thing this campaign does is there's a couple of questions when scheduling that says whether they're sort of suitable for a call or not. Sort of, figure out the wheat from the chaff, so you're not wasting your time on people who, isn't right for your services. So again, depending on what they answer in Acuity scheduling, they get sent either way down this automation, and they'll either get a thanks but no thanks email to sort of cancel their appointment, or they'll get, if they're suitable, an email which is simply, again, fills in the time and date of the call just as a confirmation. And again, this is all automated, and just reminds them of what Naja needs to crack on with the call. Again, there are this 2 call loop webhooks. One's an SMS and one is a ringless voicemail. so they'll get those notifications on their phone as well. Again, just make sure that you're not having your time wasted and you get the information you need. It'll keep the contacts in this campaign up until the day after their appointment, and then it'll remove them and put them on the general contact list, just so if anything happens and you need to contact them again, promotions, offers, updates and news, you can get that information out to them.
So Stuart, let me just jump in real quick. When you talked about, just so people can understand,
yeah.
So the way I set up my my Acuity consultations is I have a questionnaire, and so my questionnaire asks if I charge between $150 for most clients, $100 and $150 per month. One of my questions is in the questionnaire when they sign up for the consultation is, would you be able to afford $100 to $150 per month without facing hardship? If they say no, then they get an email that says that it basically says that, thank you for inquiring about our services, but we can't take you on as a client if you can't afford our services, because it takes you have to make an investment. It's a really nice email. And then, I give them an alternative to join. This is what I have. I put an alternative to join my free DIY group. So, you may have an alternative, but the reason why I put this in is because I found that I was getting a lot of people scheduling consultations that couldn't afford my services. At the end of the day, I don't want to take on, and I don't want to do work, and I don't want to take on, just ethically for me, it doesn't make sense for me to take on people who can't afford my services. And what I have found that most people that don't have the income or would face a hardship, if they hired me, are just trying to get me to get rid of some debt that they owe. And you all know that, like charge-offs and stuff like that, they're trying to kind of take the fast way out, and it never works out. So, that's what Stuart was showing you on the consultation. On one side is like, if they say no, they get like basically a rejection email. And if they say yes, then they get the email to move forward.
Yeah. Like I say, it's a nice rejection letter though.
Yeah.
Cool. So there's a few other shorter automations in here. The couple that are really handy is the link with CRC. Now the integration with CRC is pretty limited in what it can do, just because our setting up integrations, it's for the software. So CRC has to develop the integration themselves, and they've just not got around to that many. So the ones we have set up are new clients and new leads within CRC get brought into active campaign. So a new lead will get brought in, their details get brought over. So again, we can contact them with news, touch base, be set up as that sort of authority that they turn to when they need help. And then when they are converted into a client, that updates their details in active campaign. So again, removing them from one list, add them to another list, so we can keep track of where our contacts are at in the sort of customer journey, and so we target the right customers with the right sort of information to get the most out of them and help them as much as possible. And lastly, webinar invitations. So Nigel does some great webinars, helping clients, generating interest and leads, linking in with Eventbrite, like you all had to come here, link with Eventbrite and Zoom to get the information out there, so your clients have the links to get on webinars with you and have a chat, and you can generate those relationships.
So Stuart, let me jump in real quick. Sorry. So just basically what Stuart is saying. So I do a lot of free webinars. This is how I generate my leads. And what he's saying is, so when I have him going, when I set up my Eventbrite, I just set it up. I send Stuart the information and I say, hey, when somebody signs up, like you guys did, when somebody signs up, I want them to get an email that says, right away that says, you know, thank you for signing up. The information will be sent about the, you know, for the call, the details for the webinar, 24 hours prior to the call, the webinar. 24 hours prior, an email like you guys got goes out. And then I think an hour prior to the call, another email with the information goes out. So from the time I set up the Eventbrite and I send it to Stuart, I don't do anything else. So I just want to kind of give you guys an idea of how much time this automation is taking off of my hands. Like, I could not manage all of this by myself initially and do the client work. And my skill set is the client work, not this automation stuff. The other thing I wanted to touch on is when I do my webinars, that's how I get my leads. Also, like Stuart touched on this too. I send information, like if it's any like credit repair, any credit related information I feel like is viable to my leads, I'm always touching them. Like I can be, like I said, in the middle of the night, be like, all right, I'm gonna type up something and say, hey, have you guys checked your credit report this month? I'm sending that to my leads. It doesn't take me like a lot of time to do like 3 or 4 sentences, and I'm staying in contact with them. And I cannot tell you guys how many leads have, you know, transferred to clients or become clients because I'm constantly sending them stuff, you know, not all the time, but, you know, they're getting all of my stuff. And so I'm always on their mind. And even the ones that are getting these rejection letters, when they actually can't afford my services, they come back, you know. So this is just another, this is like my, for me, I'm going to be 100% honest. A lot of people companies do like marketing on Facebook and stuff like that. I'm a very small company. I can't match these budgets of like, you know, getting all this Facebook ads, paying for this stuff. These things work better for me. These automations, these trying to, you know, get leads and sending them information. Also, my clients feel like, okay, she's a small business, but, you know, it's very professional. I like how I'm getting these emails. I like how I'm getting these. I didn't realize my video was off. But, you know, they like how they are getting these professional communications. And this is like, you know, and they don't have to always call me. When I tell you guys, people don't like to always be on the phone. Everybody's running like, you know, super quick, and they just want like a quick text. And I forgot that we do send a text about the deletions. To say, you know, a couple follow-ups for them to log in, and I can just see that my clients are logging in from the portal. I don't have to go into Microsoft, you know, Outlook or my email, send an individual, you know, it's just simple. All I do, Stuart sets up everything. All I do on my end is when he showed you, because he's not looking at my client's credit report. He doesn't know what to look at as far as what's the deletion and stuff. And so all I'm doing is like, if I look, it takes me a couple minutes. I look over the credit report. If you use Identity IQ or Smart Credit, all you got to do is look at the summary part. If it was 4 deletions before, you know, and you got 4 collections before and you got 2 only left, you know that 2 were deleted, right? So, you know, it's just quick for me. I go in, I put in the credit score, and an email shoots off. I'm not doing any like editing of anything. It is, when I tell you guys, it has like really, really kind of like saved me staying in this business, because I'm not a people manager. I don't want a whole bunch of employees. But if you do have people working for you, you can teach them, like you can set all this up and you can just show them, hey, this is what you need to do. And it's actually going to save them, you know, more time too. So Stuart has showed you all everything. And I want to, he's going to go into like, if you guys want to inquire or hire him. But I want to tell you guys this. The money that I paid for these automations and this template and working with Stu, because I'm the first credit repair organization, you guys won't even be paying that. So, because everything's kind of already set up. You may not need all of it. You just may need, you know, certain pieces. And also to keep in mind, just because a template is set up a way I have it, doesn't mean you can't make changes to yours, or you can't add, you know, you might want a new template. You know what I'm saying? You may say, okay, I run my business different. I send different information. You know, that's something you can work with Stuart on. And when I tell you guys, like, he is great. Like, he is really, really great. And I would just, you know, it doesn't matter to me if you do it or not. I'm just here to do for you guys what a lot of people didn't do for me or tried to charge me a whole bunch of money to do for me. But of course, me being who I am, I'm going to figure out how to get stuff done regardless. So I'm just giving you all, you know, the avenue or a gateway for you all to, you know, figure out what things work for your business. Now, let me just add this one thing. I did put it in the chat. These are, because it was asked, all the programs that we found out that I needed when we started was, of course, Active Campaign. Call Loop. Call Loop is the program that is used to send the text messages and the voicemails. Of course, Acuity for your consultation, your scheduling, and Zapier. And I can't remember how much Zapier is, but okay, Active Campaign is $70 a month.
20 for Zapier.
Okay, 20, yeah, like 20 for Zapier. Call Loop is interesting. You can do like monthly, or you can purchase like, what is it, credits. And I purchased like 1,000 credits for $50. Yeah. And I'm still using it from when we first started.
Yeah.
So it all depends on how much you generate, how many texts and voicemail that you send out. Also, keep in mind with Call Loop, and Stuart will tell you this, like the voicemails cost the most. So that's why we only do voicemails with the consultation, because I want to send them a voicemail so they get every communication needed so they can know, I need you to give me this information. And the reason why it's very important, like I do this, is because the people who follow up are the ones that I feel like are really serious. Because if I send you an email, a text, and a voicemail, and you don't give me what I need, 9 times out of 10 that person's not serious. So it don't bother me, because I want people that are serious and committed to the process. Otherwise, it's just not going to work out. So Stuart is going to talk to you guys a little bit more, and then we'll open it up for questions.
Cool. Yeah, like Nadia said, everything I usually bespoke. Everyone's business is different. Everyone's needs are different. So usually I'll have a conversation with yourselves, discuss exactly what you need, what you're looking for, and then usually it's just a flat hourly rate for everyone. You know, regardless of how difficult easy the task is, however long it takes is however long it takes. I'm efficient as I can be, and I'll look after as much as I can be. But what we thought would be handy is if we put some little packages here together just to break down what we've discussed, just so it's a little bit easier for you, to get a handhold, because a lot of information to throw at you straight away to see how it would help. So just for the email automations for like the within Active Campaign, the dispute process and the deletions report, or the middle option if you want to add in the acuity scheduling, the CRC or the equivalent integrations, or alternatively just a monthly retainer, which is what me and Nadia have. I work hours for her every month with whatever she needs, and like I said, she'll just send me the email, send me the details on what she needs. I think we've got like 3 or 4 tasks booked in for next week to get done, including like phase 2 and a few other bits and pieces. We did 2 yesterday. So the monthly retainer can be really handy. It just means that you secure hours regardless of anything else that's going on. You've got hours there that I'll make sure will get done, and they get done in a timely manner. Even if it's a little bit last minute every now and again, because you can't plan everything, I will fit it in. The link for this is in the chat. It's just a page on my website that I've just made for this call, and I'll link to my email address. Feel free to have a little look, send me an email if you're interested. but I'm there to make things easy for you guys. The whole reason I'm here is to help you. So what we'll do with Nudge going forward is we've got this sort of base ready, these really cool automations that save a lot of time. There's always a next step, you know, managing some of the contacts, because Nudge does get such a lot of leads. Managing them is sort of next step. So, you know, if maybe this isn't what you're looking for, or you've got something like this set up, then there's always something else that we can do to help take, you know, time away so you can focus on what you need to do.
Right, great. So so I just want to open it up to anybody who has questions. Like if you have a question, raise your hand. I'm going to unmute you. Okay. Or if you want to type it in the chat, or no, if you're not already, type in the chat if you have a question and I'll unmute you. Or I don't know, can you guys unmute yourself? Maybe I should just unmute all. Let me see how that does. Oh. I think it's doing it like one at a time. I don't know. Okay, so let me mute. Hold on. Okay, so Stuart, the question is, do you set up email drip campaigns as well?
Yeah, we can do, yeah. For all sorts of different purposes as well. If you just want to, like I said, touch base with clients, we can do everything from like set up a series of emails over a few days or weeks to introduce yourself as like an onboarding. And in the past, I've had quite a lot of success with sort of 52-week river campaign. It was called a year-long campaign with just content, wasn't selling anything, just content, letting know the potential customers and clients who we were. I've done with a few previous clients, particularly the webinar vet, worked well with that. So yeah, email drip campaigns, as long as the content, you know, we can work together to build that.
Oh, I might want to do that. I haven't thought about a drip campaign. Okay, so does anybody else have a question? So I guess, Stu, what you can do is maybe send an email to everyone after, or just to follow up. Does anybody, oh, you have a question about my webinar. Is it about the automation? Okay. Is it about my automation? I'll wait for her to answer. Oh, yeah, that's another question. That really doesn't have anything to do with automation. I just spoke to it as far as like the automation and how it helps. So Pedro said that, when can you start?
Thanks, Pedro. Yeah, whatever. Send me an email and yeah, we'll have a chat.
So Stuart, what's your can you type your email in the chat? So for anybody that wants to that has more questions and wants to follow up, you can email Stuart. Yeah, you can email Stuart. But I did, like I said in the chat, but I'm telling you guys, like, these are some really good prices. When he actually sent it to me, I got a little bit jealous, but but it's I mean, these are some really good prices to get you guys started. And you gotta think about it. Like I told you guys, I was paying like $500, $600 a month for a virtual assistant to do a lot of the stuff for me. And, you know, I paid that, you know, 1 or 2 times, and then, you know, I only got to pay her no more. So it's definitely worth it. And you guys know, you know, you got to make some type of investment. But if it works for you, it works for you. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But, you know, if you all do not have any questions, like, does anybody want to receive a recording of this?
Yes, I would like to receive a recording.
Who was that? I just said that.
That was okay.
Oh, okay.
I mean, this looks great.
Okay.
So let me just make sure I understand this correctly. So the email automation portion is just you getting your emails automated. And then if you want to integrate everything, that's the middle package, right?
Yeah,
That's
if you want to add in acuity scheduling, your credit repair software, an SMS provider, stuff like that. Yeah, that's the middle one. So,
all right. So, explain that a little bit more. Email automations. What does that mean? Oh, that's like if just like the webinar email.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Just the stuff that's entirely built within sort of Active Campaign. So the deletion report and the dispute process, some of the webinar reminder can be done. The automations and integrations, that's pretty much everything that we've discussed this evening.
Okay.
Because it does take some extra software on your part. Obviously now, like I said, you blaze a trail on this, and the amount of time we spent figuring out what could and couldn't get integrated, speaking to developers and stuff to get stuff. The ridiculous amount of hours that I've gone into figuring out what can and can't happen. That's probably the most useful package, because you'll have to get a Zapier account, and if you want an SMS provider, we can set that up as well. But we can link them all together then, and it is the best way to cut the amount of hours out of your admin side of the work, so you can focus on getting new leads and helping the clients you've got.
Okay. Now, what if you already have kind of minimal automations? Because I mean, I have active campaigns, Zapier, Acuity, and it's just very minimally automated. Nothing on this level.
Cool.
So I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So if someone schedules on my Acuity, it does drop them into my, credit repair software as a lead. It does some of this stuff, but nothing on the level that what you're speaking of.
Cool. Well, if you've got them already and there's some set up, then we can have a chat, and there'll be some sort of bespoke thing we could do. Like I said, most of the time it's the packages I do are bespoke to everyone, and however long it takes is however long it takes, and I can quote for it, and then it's just an hourly rate. So if you've got some halfway house, you've got something in between, then we can just see how much you've got set up, and it might shave a bit of time off it. Obviously, make it a little cheaper. But like Nigel says, these are packages to get everyone started, and if you've got something already, you need that managing a bit more, then a retainer might be the way to go. But happy to have a chat with you on a call like this, just two of us, and go from there.
Okay.
So, is anyone else on the call doing any other type of automations on this level, or and doing it, and it's taking them a lot of time?
Yes, currently. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay. Yes. So currently, I'm using another CRM. Stuart, it's Agile CRM. I don't know if you ever used that one before.
Not that one in particular. I've heard of it, but not used it personally.
Okay, yeah. So within Agile, over the last 2 weeks, I was able to use Twilio directly to do my SMS and voice drop. So I've created sort of a similar flow with that. And I just kind of chose that so I don't have all of the other programs outside of it. So I'm just kind of getting efficient with it. But I would definitely like to do a consultation to give you a look at it, because the Agile CRM still has the same flow as Active Campaign, when you're adding triggers and adding tags and things like that. But I'm able to keep everything. For example, I'm able to make calls from the CRM, and it records the call as well and save it in there. So I think it's something that I'll have to have you look at, and then see if we can move forward with actually adding some extras to mine to save some time as well.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. You'll see most CRMs are all pretty similar. They're either tag based like Infusionsoft, or they're list based like MailChimp. So Agile will fall into one of them. We like Active Campaign because it's a bit of both. so it's just easy for and intuitive people to use as well. It's quite modern, and any issues they come up with, they fix quite quickly. But yeah, I'll take a look and yes, do a little conversation, see what we can do to tweak it and improve it.
Stuart, have you worked in HubSpot?
Yeah, I've got a little bit. I've got a friend who do a bit of work with when she's busy as well. We help each other out. I've done a bit for her when she's been away on holiday. But she's got loads of experience in it. So if someone's looking to integrate HubSpot, then yeah, I can have a chat with her and we can get that sorted. It's not a problem.
Right. Guys, so I also want to keep in mind, so the things that Stuart has done for me in these programs, this was new to both of us. And so if you have a CRM or something that you're using, it's just, I'm pretty sure, like, if you've done one CRM or one integration, you pretty much know the basics. And so if you're using a different CRM, I'm pretty sure it's something that Stuart could still, work through. Now, I do want you all to understand something. For me, for CRC, I don't have a lot of automation with CRC. Most of my automation is in ActiveCampaign in these other programs. The CRM is just basically the only thing that does is when I trigger them from a lead, or not when they come in as a client, to a client, they get like a welcome email. So I don't have to type up a welcome email. So that's all. So it's not, you got to keep in mind, like, I know some CRMs say you can use Zapier and all that stuff. To me, like, I've seen some of that, is way too complicated. And having it in like an ActiveCampaign, that means, like, if you decide you want to switch your credit repair software or whatever, you don't have to worry about switching all of that. So it's just better to do it in, a CRM or, something like ActiveCampaign, in my opinion, versus attaching all your automation to the credit repair software that you're using. So, okay. Well, it looks like we're wrapping up. I mean, Terrell, do you have a question, or is your hand raised from before?
Oh, yeah, that was from before. We already talked.
Okay. Okay. So if, nobody else has any questions, we're going to let you guys go. But like I said, I just wanted to do this because, I feel like, and this is just me on my soapbox, I feel like people are just charging crazy amounts to do stuff that, it's not really helping our industry. And, I was trying to get people to show me, but I just felt like people weren't really trying to help, or they were trying to charge me some crazy amount of money. And then also, even though they were showing me, I didn't have, or trying to show me, I wouldn't have anybody to support in doing it. And that was the main thing for me, is focusing on what I was strong at and let somebody else focus on what I wasn't strong at. And it has really helped. This actually helped grow my business because I'm able to take on more clients and I'm not extremely overwhelmed. So, all right, I'm done. Hopefully you guys found this helpful. And Stuart, thank you so much. I know it's like 2:00 in the morning right now. And I really, really appreciate you jumping on this webinar to help us out in our industry. We're all small businesses. And thank you guys for joining. And if you have any questions for me as far as the automation, and why I decided to use a template, or what I'm doing as far as that, you can just inbox me. All right, guys. Have a great night. Stuart, we'll be in touch.
Thank you. Night, guys.
Bye-bye.